Hey guys, we are back. So look, we're a little bit late, but we right on time because guess what? The peaches are back.
Yes,
Yay!
they are.
Wait,
They
let me
are
try to
back.
get to the where the I wanted to try to get our sounds and stuff. Okay, there we go. The peaches are back, and we are back with another review. Of course, it's Real Housewives of Atlanta. You got your girl, BRANDIJENAE, and Miss Angela, word on the curb. Okay. And we back. We about to do this review for Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17. We've been waiting, right? Because
Yes, we have.
season 16, the Sweet 16 was a
And
complete disaster. And so we've been looking forward to season 17. We knew that K.Michelle and Pinky Cole was coming in. So I think we was all excited just to see what the girls was gonna give. So with that being said, make sure you drop down in the comments and let us know what you would rate this first episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 1. And let me kick it off to Miss Angela. What are you rating this week's episode?
I'll give about a 7. It was interesting. I thought it was, it was pretty good. I kind of was really interested in the Rhode Island one.
Oh, we got to
They
do a
clowned
Rhode
it.
Island. We got to figure out when we putting Rhode Island in. And I got to watch them. I still ain't watched them quite yet.
Oh, okay. They kind of clowning
Mm-hmm.
over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty good. We're getting a good introduction to everyone. I thought it was pretty rich of K.Michelle to kind of act like these women would kind of
Below
wasn't
her.
what she was thinking. I'm like, you
Below
came
her,
from
not the girl from Love and Hip Hop, honey.
I said, I know you did
Not
watch the
the
show
girl from
before.
Love and Hip Hop. Like, honey, I was expecting something more,
I
honey.
said, what, girl?
That's
I
what
don't
she
even watch
said.
the
That's
show,
what
but
she
I
said.
didn't heard stories about K.Michelle
The
shaking tapes over
rebrand
there.
is real.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. So yeah, I thought it was a
Well,
good
I'm gonna
episode.
give it about a 7 myself. I kind of actually would up it to an 8. The reason why I'm gonna give them an 8, because after the whole episode, after we kind of go through what we got into this first episode, I really feel like it was giving me some nostalgia. I know that a lot of times Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, we really be asking for, the OGs, Nene to come back, but I do feel like um there is an evolution that needs to happen where this franchise is, and it looks different than calling Nene back to the reins. I
Uh-huh.
love Nene to come back in, pop in as a friend,
Friend.
whatever. But as far as like a actual castmate, I want to give them a chance to find some footing,
Yeah.
to bring this up to speed to where we are now. And listen, I think the girls got it. That's what I left this episode feeling, is like, baby, the girls got it. Like, even for the ones who I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like maybe you're a little cringy about the way you do stuff. But even with the cringe, like, it works. It's almost like Kenya. Kenya and let me say this first off. Sorry to Kenya. Sorry to Kenya. But we not missing you at all, baby. Like,
What was she gonna bring?
I'm so sorry to that lady.
Bye bye,
We're not
Kenya.
missing you at all.
No.
But what I am saying though too is when Kenya and Portia came in that season felt like a breath of fresh air. Even though Kenya took it a little bit dark, and we saw how that went, right? Because we had to follow that whole transition. But this is how I feel about this season. It feels refreshed. It feels new. We get to see K.Michelle rebrand herself, really.
Yeah, yeah. I noticed
And
in
I'm
some of the
into it.
comments, people were saying that K Michelle's new voice. They said what she sounded like was like a Timu Dolly Parton. I was
Now,
like,
now,
what is
see, I
going
don't
on here?
know. I can't. I don't know if I can even like, because I don't know if I paid attention. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
I
if I
don't know her
catch it.
talking voice, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah. That's all. I don't know if I catch what they talking about. I try to coin myself on being able to catch it all, but I don't know if I catch that. That's over
It's
my
like
head.
I said, well, I don't know because I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop.
And that I was just about to say it might depend on whatever your introduction is to K.Michelle. My
Music,
introduction outside of Love and Hip Hop, my introduction to K.Michelle is not Love and Hip Hop. My introduction to her is actually music.
yeah. I only
And
know one
so,
song, but Can't Raise a
well,
Man.
yeah,
That's all I
and
know.
we don't. I'll second that. It is a one song, but what I will say also is that anything that she ever like, anytime somebody put a microphone in her god doggone face and she got a chance to talk, she was talking about how she was she went to school on the yodel scholarship. Country seemed to be in her heart.
Yeah.
Now I had always been just a little bit confused because what I thought of country, she didn't necessarily seem to present that. But
Mm.
all I'm saying is she has been like, if I don't remember nothing else about her outside of shaking the table, honey, is that girl has been living, dying, breathing to be a country artist. And
Mm.
it's so funny that in this episode, she mentions Beyonce. I think her words was acknowledging all the work that she did.
No, she said that she inspired Beyonce. Is the way I took
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
said,
believe that those were her words. Now, I'm not here to say what's true and what's not true.
what? The queen is getting inspired by the peasant?
I'm not here to say what's true and what's not true. Like, I can't tell you one way or the other. But what I can say is this: did Beyonce put country music on the map for the black folks? Yes, she did. And I did recognize K.Michelle's efforts. Yes, I did. Like, I don't know who else knew that K.Michelle was, lobbying for that, but I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, yeah. Now, I'm not sure if she was the inspiration for Beyonce's Cowboy Carter. Excuse me. But I think that Beyonce pays homage. I think Beyonce is a respectful lady. And I think that Beyonce knew just the same thing that we all knew, which is because I remember when Beyonce dropped that album, I thought to myself, like, K.Michelle about to have a fucking fit. Like, because I've watched her and just
Yeah.
I know how much at least I know how much you let us know it means to you. I'm not really sure if I feel that. I don't know, I don't know if your passion has connected
So
with your
has
audience.
has K.Michelle ever dropped a country song?
So, because she's known in the world of country music as Pudding, I would say that possibly yes. But that's my point is I don't know if what she does there, if it translates. And not for nothing, that's the reason why we give Beyonce the props that we give her, because Beyonce popped in, set the whole world ablaze, and now she pew.
I don't know. It seems like she would have showcased her when she did that Beyonce bowl. She did Tanner.
Right, okay,
And that
so moving on, the episode opens up with
since that was her inspiration.
and so the episode opens up with Phaedra talking to her son Aiden.
You forgot Cynthia.
Oh, well, I didn't. Well, okay. Well, Cynthia comes out in a basic instinct moment, right? Well, and here's the tone deaf moment about that, because here we find out that Sharon Stone actually talks about as much backlash as she has gotten from that particular movie role. However, we know it's very popular, so she, steps out in this interrogation moment, turns on the screen, and I guess is giving us a rundown of what we can expect.
Yeah.
And, she ends it with the now what else is going on? Because apparently she's saying ain't shit going on out here in these Bravo streets. Is that the shade that we were supposed to catch? Because I caught it. Anyway, then we go ahead and we move on to Phaedra. Phaedra is just having a nice moment with Aiden about prom. They discussing his prom date. Aiden decides to let her know, like, maybe you need a date of your own. So this particular, well, let me go, because the first scene they kind of check in, so that's just a little like clip it, and then we go to Angela and Charles, where Angela and Charles are talking about that comment he made on the podcast
Yeah.
about he thinks somebody slipped something
Slipped him a
in his drink
Mickey.
the next time he decided to get married. Anyhow, let's just get into what you thought about the opening of Real Housewives of Atlanta, the whole opening.
I thought it was good. I mean, there was an attention grabber. Far as the thing with Cynthia, Phaedra and her son, Aiden, he's getting bigger. So hey,
I think we like to see Aiden,
yeah.
and I'm gonna give props to Phaedra just for understanding that, or even Aiden. You know what I mean? Maybe I should give the props to Aiden, because Aiden is the kid. He's the teenager. He's the one that could really be in a position where he doesn't really want any of this,
Yeah.
And as Phaedra as a mom, I would honor that. You know what I mean? Like, so for Aiden to have enough what's the word, girl? Y'all listen. I look. I mean,
I don't know where you're going.
Have enough. Like, he has enough awareness about who he is in this universe. You know what I mean? Like, that we have watched him be born.
Yeah.
Like, even though we question the time frame, but we watched you be born. And so he, just like Blue, he has been one of these little tiny people, we had the pleasure of growing up, watching grow up.
Yeah.
And he seems to be a well-rounded young man. Phaedra, lies aside, you've done an excellent job with your kids.
Maybe she just lied for reality TV.
Again, lies aside, one thing I can't hold that against you. You've done an excellent job with the kids. I
Yes.
think, yeah, and it's yeah, and Aiden just seems to give me such a respectable, mannerable, and I love a respectable kid, honey. Like
Mm-hmm.
that just warms my soul. And he still seemed to be a little down to earth again because he's allowing, these things to happen, and not I know Phaedra, his mom, but I do think that the fact that we didn't see Dylan in that scene would say something to me because I wonder if Dylan is going to be as
Open.
present as
Mm-hmm.
what we might see Aiden be.
Probably not.
I because I don't think he has that same. You're right. That's
Yeah.
correct. Hmm.
So, because yeah, Dylan was the one when he said when she was on the way to taking him to school and he's going to kindergarten, wasn't it? And he said he was gonna always be her baby or some.
No, that was Aiden.
I
Yeah,
mean
that was
Aiden. That's what I meant to say.
Aiden.
Aiden, not
Yeah.
Dylan.
Hmm.
I meant to say Aiden.
Yeah. He said,
Yeah.
"I'll always be your baby."
Mm-hmm.
And then that's and that's what I'm saying. It's just so sweet that he would like just allow himself, to go along this journey with his mom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, because that as far as Phaedra coming back in the scene, that's what you got. That's your
Uh-huh.
way in. Show us the kids. That's otherwise we ain't gonna. Now we did see Shaq, but
Girl.
we gonna move on along,
Okay, keep
okay?
on going.
Now, what you thought about Angela and Charles having having
I
a
said
conversation?
they like to banter back and forth. This iron sharpening iron. I got so tickled when he ate that burger because it did look like it was kind of dry. You know, it might have been seasoned good, but it seemed like it was kind of dry, and that's probably why he kind of a little choked a little
I
bit on
thought
that.
it was funny that like one thing about and maybe this is good TV and maybe I missed this part because I don't think she need like I don't think this is the part that makes Angela interesting. But and that's the part okay, go ahead, boo. But that's the part of her baiting her husband. I don't think that is what we like to see. So, if I remember correctly, I thought last season when we was introduced to Angela and Charles, I thought she told us that he grills. So, when we got to this episode and she was like, "Oh, well, I'm a cook and I'm grilling." I just thought it was a little bit performative because just in general in a marriage, like if he's the one that grills well, when it's time to grill, why is he not the one that's grilling? Like I don't understand. And you didn't wait. You've been married to this guy for 10 whatever freaking years it is. You wait until Bravo cameras show up and now you want to have a grill off. Yeah. I think that Angela sets herself up for these like weird moments. And not that I take them other than weird moments, because I do think that they just have a relationship that listen, the way I see Charles is just gonna be who he is, and that doesn't have anything to do with him being cold to her on screen. I think him being who he is means he is committed to not falling into a reality TV type of persona. That's what I think we see when it comes to Charles Oakley. Now,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Angela is in the same place, like going back to her being from Chicago and me saying what I thought about Drew, right? Because the difference is you see Drew being very performative. And Angela, you know, we
Yes, honey. Angela.
all right. We got to go through this now. But Angela, in my opinion, is not. You know, she's not performative. Even though I think that she does try to set up a scene, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just not performative the way that Drew is. And so with that, I think that Angela is on the same page with Charles, but I think she's more in tune about what she wants the people to see. You
Yeah.
know, and not that it has to be a performative thing. So like the conversation that they had, because I think for me when I heard them when they brought the conversation up, I thought, was this necessary? Like I felt like we were so far, you know what I mean, from that. It felt like it didn't even need to be had, you know, like in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, she said she ain't explaining shit,
Well,
so
that is what she said in her
mhm.
confessional, which I mean, only the season shall tell.
Yeah.
Because even in that same confessional, it sounded like you was explaining shit. But
Yeah, but she said she ain't explaining,
that
so
is what she said. Like
so yeah, we can
that
move
is
on.
what she said. So let's get on down to K. Michelle, aka Pudding. Because
Okay.
that's what the country
These
girls
people
know
call
her
it
as
pudding.
is pudding, honey. But we
Mm.
know her as K. Michelle. K. Michelle got married to her beau, to her on and off again beau. To
Mm-hmm.
listen to the beau I had completely forgot about because I forgot I just watched her on a whole season of Queen's Court and she was looking for her ever after. But she said
Yeah.
that
Yes.
she had to give him, like, she had to let him know. She had to pull a Nene, right? Since they wasn't
Mm-hmm.
already married, she couldn't divorce him. So she just had to say, like, let me go on a national platform and look for other men so that you can see that I got options.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't okay, girl. That's your boo.
Okay.
Now y'all scurry on over to my shorts though, like, cause the way that man put his arm in her arm,
I see that. I said,
I'm thinking it's a scheme that Todd set up.
because she got, but she just got married, what, 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
That's
Or
what,
something like that?
yeah, that's what she told Portia when her and Portia went to meet. Yeah,
Got
because
married.
so it's funny that that's the way it feel like Portia is like the invitation to bring in K. Michelle in.
Yeah.
Now let me give. This is what I've been wanting to do all day long. I do want to give K. Michelle props, right? I don't know how a girl from Tennessee come in to be the it girl in Atlanta. Now, you talking about how all the girls in Atlanta was mean girls. If they was mean girls, let me tell you why. It's that right there. I don't know how, because even love and hip hop, let me be the one to remind you. Love and hip hop started, and K. Michelle was like, she was used as the focal. Even though Rashida came, like Rashida was there, you know, and all whoever else is still sitting there right now, they was all there. But what I am saying is like Rashida is from Atlanta, which is what she tried to pull on Yandy, right? She tried to pull Yandy's card. That's a whole nother thing. But my point, going back to my point about K. Michelle, you go into cities and you shut shit down. Like, and you ain't even from them cities. You started up Love and Hip Hop Atlanta as a focal point, and now you ain't started up Real Housewives of Atlanta, but baby, you bringing them motherfuckers back to life. And so,
You
so
think she
I just
is?
want to know how a girl from Tennessee able to do that.
Girl, Tennessee just right across the line now.
Well, clearly,
Yeah.
clearly, Tennessee is just look. Tennessee is just a suburb of Atlanta because, baby, how the fuck do you keep showing up all the girls in Atlanta?
Mm. So you think she gonna show up the girls on this show?
I think that I'm not saying in performance wise, but what I am saying in a career moves and the way, yes, yes. And now that I just said it out loud with her being the face of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, it was a career move for Bravo as a
Mm.
crossover. Because
Okay.
who else did they bring from Love and Hip Hop? For it to be the very first person that they built a whole, you know what I'm saying, like the show around, and now you got her over here on your show, on your platform.
But she best to be bringing it in because you show talking her up. Because
Well,
I
you right. You right. Now listen,
you talking
K.Michelle.
her up.
K.Michelle, listen,
I went
These
to impress.
Bravo fans, they something different, honey. They will hand your ass right back to you. They not like these Love and Hip Hop. But yeah, I am always going to give props where it's due. And even if I got to pull it, yeah, I'm gonna pull that thread because sometimes you got a little something to stand on. And that is one. That's right. When she came and did her intro about how she done had so much, trauma in Atlanta and she been basically proving them bitches wrong, I had to give it to her. You goddamn right. Because where the fuck is Rashida at? Let me go fill my cup.
Rashida is still there. So we have Portia and K.Michelle having their little meeting. And like we said, K.Michelle had told Portia that she got married 2 weeks ago. So Portia is going to have a couple's dinner. And she was telling her all the girls that was coming. And when she had mentioned Drew, K.Michelle, threw a little shot. So I'm like, so her and Drew already have something going on, or is it just, I don't know.
I don't know if this is a thing in the music industry, but well, let me say this. Let me just tell Drew this. Trying to act like you don't know who K.Michelle is and you on the same page with K.Michelle, girl, bye. You done lost your fucking mind, okay? Now we here for all of the antics that you bring us, but this antic
No, I'm
right
not.
here, you done went too far.
I'm like, because the only thing I know Drew from is the game. And I will say, this last CD is nice.
The
I'm not even
last
lying.
CD, girl, like, listen, that last CD is as good as her first CD, okay? That's
Who?
what I'm
Drew?
saying. That last CD is just like it being your first CD.
Yeah.
You're right. Because what Drew ain't paying attention to is your fan base. Girl, the people who watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, we ain't know who the fuck you outside of that girl who showed up and stole Melody Man on the game, right?
That's
And
it.
we knew that was based off a real character, like the Drew Sidora. Like
Yeah.
we knew that was, but did we
I
know
still didn't know
any
who
of
she
those songs
was.
and stuff? Absolutely fucking not.
I just thought her name was Drew Sidora on the show. I didn't know that was a real
No,
thing.
she was like, she literally was like, even on the show, she played herself. That's
Exactly,
what
but
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying I didn't know her, so she was playing
Well, yeah,
herself.
well, I
It's like I go on
understand
the
that,
shows and I'm
but
playing
all I'm
Angela.
saying is she played herself. So
Hmm.
when I'm saying she played herself in the sense of any celebrity that goes on a sitcom. Like if it's Charles Barkley,
I
Charles
understand that.
Barkley has the option of playing Charles Barkley, which that means you come in as an actual basketball star,
Exactly,
or
but
you
I
play
didn't
some
know
other
her
character.
still, is what I'm saying. I still didn't know who Drew Sidora was.
No, and I do understand that too, because that's what I'm saying. She doesn't understand her fan base. Like she doesn't understand that even when she came in, it was only Latoya. None of the other ladies knew who the fuck Drew was. It was only Latoya that was able to say, "Oh, I didn't like you when you was on the game." Now think about how old Latoya was. Like none of those other girls even knew who the fuck, like what she was talking about. They
uh,
just knew that she was a singer that they never heard of. You're right. So that's what I'm saying. Like now, listen, I'm all like what I like about Drew. Drew know that shit, but she gonna play.
of course she knows it. And the thing about it is, yeah, when she tried to act like said she used to be a singer, I'm like, what?
That right. The shade. Like she's
Girl, I
like,
said,
I think she used to be a singer. Like she Whitney
girl, did you
Houston or
see that?
somebody. Like, girl.
Cause I'm like, did your last stuff even did it even chart? I like it,
To
but did
my
it chart?
knowledge, it didn't. To my knowledge, it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a nice CD. Y'all go out there and get
To my
it.
knowledge, the most anybody has said your name is has been since you've been on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
That's right.
Let's just let's just mic drop. Stop it right there.
So yeah, Drew.
And in comparison to K.Michelle, because I think people been saying her name a lot longer. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
my first introduction to K.Michelle is the "Can't Raise a Man" that song, and the BBL girl. And I thought, oh God, why she do that to her body? When I first saw her, I was like, is that? And that's my first introduction. But I knew that song, "Can't Raise a Man." I heard it, but any other song, I really don't. I probably know if I hear it, but I just can't say off top what all K.Michelle has
No,
done.
I agree. I think that her R&B success is what I would consider subpar. Like I think you would have had to been a extreme fan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, it's kind of close to I would put K Michelle in the same category as Keisha Cole.
Okay.
Now Keisha Cole had a little bit more mainstream recognizability or whatever, like because she had different collabs with other artists. But as far as the career in general, I would put them in or recognizability, like the way that we would recognize them, like by their
Mm-hmm.
music. I would put them in the same category. Um, Now it doesn't mean one thing or the other, as far as I know. Am concerned. Like one is good, one is bad, whatever. No, I think they both sing well. But I do think that it's just fucked up in the music industry. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Some people get their stuff pushed and other people don't.
Yeah, that right. Yeah, that's it. It's
Yeah.
a lottery.
Yeah.
And some people get it, some people don't.
Yeah.
You
Because
know what
some
I
of the
mean?
songs that
Like,
made it, you be like, what the hell? And then
mhm,
other people, have a good, like I would say, Drew
right.
album sounds nice. I mean, it's to me one of the better R&B albums I heard last year. but she's not getting that
Clearly,
push.
she thinks so also.
He ain't getting the push, but I thought Dennis did his thing on that, and evidently Black did too. What
Black on the phone. Okay.
girl?
Well, let's get on. Wait, let's get. So, like we said, Portia do invite Puddin to the thing. We found out that Puddin married this man, that Dennis, that been on and off. Because we did see the Dennis. I don't know if you don't watch, or you probably didn't watch the marriage boot camp, but that Dennis, we've seen him with K.Michelle before,
Oh,
whether anybody remembers or not, but they went on marriage boot camp.
okay.
Um
She said she been knowing him or dating
yeah,
him ever
right.
since high
Yeah,
school.
that's what I'm saying. We've seen him before. That's why it's funny that even as I watched Queen's Court and she showed back up with this same man, like that's a trick of the devil because right, because when I seen this guy, I knowing I didn't already seen him, so I completely forgot that you was on Queen's Court, right? You know, because the last time I saw y'all was trying to figure out if y'all was gonna be together. So now that you done came back and now you married to the guy, again, I completely forgot you was even on Queen's Court. I
Mm-hmm.
completely forgot that somebody had to bring that to my attention. They was like, "Was she on Queen's Court?" Yeah, I go, "Was she?" Because I watched that shit. Like, so, but here's the thing. Here's the deal. I don't necessarily, of course, I don't know none of these people from a can of paint. Um, But I thought it was interesting that K. Michelle mentioned that they had gotten married what seems to be a couple weeks before they started filming this Housewives season. Um, when they showed up to Portia's dinner that she invited them to, I thought it was, and it's funny that I noticed that because I don't look at these shows like trying to find something wrong. Um, but listen, I'm a girl's girl and I am a lady at all times. So, yeah, when I happened to see her stand out on the side of that car, and then he came in and put his arm in between her arm, I had to rewind that real quick because I was like, wait a minute, did I just like like did I just see that? And so I rewinded it and yeah, I did. That's exact. She got up out the car. She stood. He came right on in and put his arm right on in between.
you said that wasn't the soft life, huh?
Not the soft life I'm talking about.
She was his protector.
Damn sure not the soft life I'm talking about now. Maybe that's somebody's soft life, but it's not the one. It's not the one that I am envisioning. Like,
Mm-mm.
I thought that was very telling. And
Well,
see, one thing, listen, oh, I hate that I'm this way, but sometimes, like, it's little stuff, even in my real life, y'all, like, it's stuff like that that get me caught up. Like, when I catch little bitty things, like, little, like that. Like, because I'm saying that it's little bitty, but at the same time, eh, I think it says a lot.
yeah.
You know, like I think it say a lot. Like y'all just got married a couple weeks ago, and he put his arm in your arm.
Well,
So it's giving K. Michelle want to like come in as a housewife, kind of the way that we found Shamia, and Shamia's still there. So we're gonna get to Shamia. But like in a sense of wanting to give us what you think a housewife is supposed to be. And you know, the biggest thing when it comes to real housewives of anything, I don't give a shit, Orange County, New Jersey, Atlanta, run them down. Because the biggest thing about any of them is calling out who's not a real housewife.
Mm-hmm.
Even though ain't none of them, I don't give a married doesn't make you a housewife. Like, you know, it just makes you married. But the consensus is that being married on these shows is the coats to being a housewife. So I just wonder if that's why they ran off to the courthouse and got married and didn't tell nobody. And that's her words, not mine.
Could be. I don't know. Um, but let's move along because I want to talk
Mhm.
about this dinner.
Let's
And
get on down to the dinner then.
no,
Oh well, but
oh,
right
no, oh,
before,
wait. Also, we had Drew, and at this point in time, Ralph is still in the basement.
well, we did find out Ralph is still in the basement, but clearly he ain't got no contract because she cut his ass off hardly. Because what she said, she ain't. Well, we pulling that shit we was doing over there on Love and Marriage Huntsville. We ain't even saying nobody's name, baby. Like
I said she got a
that
man in the
man,
basement.
him downstairs, and we not mentioning his name. Okay.
She said, "Honey, you got a man in the basement and a man in the phone, honey."
Good luck with
Drew,
that.
I'm girl.
Kelly and Shamia meet up at Shamia's house. It
Oh,
seemed like they had met for a long time. They clearly are new besties. So Shamia traded in her 20-year bestie for the one she known for 2 years. And I guess that's gonna work out quite fine for her, but we gonna see. Shamia talk about going to Ghana and acquiring a tequila company, or is
that
that
was
what it?
not Ghana. That was the place they went to last year. What's it called?
Grenada. Oh, right, you right. I
Grenada.
see Ghana. Grenada. Grenada. She didn't acquire some rum. I
Rum.
said tequila, right. So rum, and she wants to be a her own business. Here's what I'm gonna say first off. This is my advice because this is what the fuck I'm gonna do. If I get with a rich man, the very first thing I'm doing is starting my own business. Like that
Mhm.
is a no brainer. Oh, but here we are, and so this is what Shimia seems to be doing. All of those things from last season doesn't seem to be a factor. Not the baby, not the singing career, not none of it.
Girl, we one episode in. Let's see.
Well, we one episode in, and the first thing she shoved down your throat is this rum company. So, what
Yeah.
I'm letting you know is none of those things are still in play. Not the baby. You've been playing the old replays. Gone over there to word on the code. Code. Word on the curb. Gonna catch it. I already said she wasn't. Anyway, go ahead.
So we have her and Kelly, and Kelly is they're getting the gift bags for Kelly's
Oh
daughter
yeah,
who's
for
gone a
Kelly's
human.
daughter. Yeah.
I said, girl, I said human. I misspelled it.
What did you think about the gift bags though? Like, did you think they were inappropriate? Did you think what did you think about that?
I would have thought the alcohol was inappropriate. The rest of the stuff, maybe a joke, gag joke. Because just like when Dr.
I think
Jackie,
I agree with you. Yeah.
when Dr. Jackie had told Alora, like call me if
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because
So
that,
I
like, I agree with what you're saying in the sense of I'm not going to encourage anything you like. You shouldn't like. like alcohol. Like, yeah, no, I get it because I'm the same way with my kids though. Like my kids generally can't drink with me until they 21. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? Like when
And
you
especially since she's gonna be on the college campus, you're not even supposed to have alcohol and
exactly,
underage.
yeah,
So
right.
I
That's what I'm
wouldn't.
saying. Like, and even when it came down to the curfews or whatever, like once they got over 18, your curfew will, and my kids didn't necessarily have curfews, but the conversation was there's a particular time, for you to be in because there's only other people who doing other things are out at this time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you at a bar, you leaving, you the one running around at 1 o'clock in the morning. Your ass 19 years old. The fuck are you doing at 1 o'clock in the morning? Not a goddamn thing, cause ain't shit open that you even able to do.
yeah,
So no, I agree. I agree. I can agree with that. I would
yes.
not have yeah, given the alcohol.
So the other things out. It depends on, like, if my friend would have gave my daughter a pregnancy test and some condoms, I don't think I would have been upset with it. Um, I don't think I'd have been upset because life happens. I'd rather you be protected. So, and we know how, we all been that age. So we know how it is when you first get away from home, so I, I wouldn't have tripped about it. And
No, I agree. I've not had girls. My inner self say like I'd have freaked out, but also I think I'm a down to earth enough type of parent to where like I said, the alcohol would have been the only thing that would have thrown me off.
yeah,
Anything else, I think I would have been okay with. Yeah, for
uh-huh.
sure. Yeah, and
It's,
not, and when I say okay, not okay with the thought that you might actually need it, but the thought that this is where we are. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
and it's
yeah,
there.
it's.
It's there. So, honey, take, it's there. Not trying to run and go get one. It's
Yeah, right.
already
Like
there.
this is where we are. Shit, like the fuck am I gonna do now?
Yes. Uh-huh. So she ain't got to go nowhere looking for none. It's there. You got it right
Yeah.
there. Yes.
Mhm.
Not only to protect you from pregnancy, but to protect you from getting something you can't get rid of. So,
Well, just teaching, you know what? It's funny because I made a post on my Facebook, and we can get into this at the end of the show if you want to. But it was about the AKA stuff. However, what I am gonna say is that I think that we do have a problem with just putting things on people that seem unreasonable
mm-hmm.
and expecting them to comply. Like, and it's unreasonable. What you gave them was unreasonable in the first place. Like you set people up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get on to the rest of this episode. So, did you find anything interesting in Kelly and Shamia's conversation outside of the baskets?
Oh, girl, I don't even know what they talked about. It was irritating to me.
Okay,
So
cool. Because I ain't had that's my last note. Just so
it
you
was it was
know.
really it was so loud, like it was the voices was getting on my nerves. Cause I'm like, even when I see my friends or whatever, and I hadn't seen them in a long time, I don't act so giddy like a kid. So I'm like, okay, y'all grown ass women, please stop it.
I think that I do, but I think that it dies down.
Girl,
Like
it
like
was
for
too much for
instance,
me.
it could be initial. Like I understand if we ain't seen each other in a while. So my girlfriend and so then let me tell you, whenever we do see each other, I'm certainly gonna do it and she gonna do it too. But anyway, um she had posted a gif on a post that I made, and it was like the Seinfeld characters. I don't know if you ever seen them, but they was standing in the circle and they was all like doing that. And so whatever she posted it to, it was perfect, right? It was appropriate. And so I told, but it was so appropriate because I ain't seen her in so long. It was like that's how I feel when I'm gonna see you. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like, oh my god.
But
Anyway,
these ladies said they hang out and watch each other's kids. So they live in the same city. I just can't see.
well, right. So to your point, we don't live in the same city. So right, if I like, girl, if I just saw you on, Tuesday or two Tuesdays ago, you know,
I don't know.
correct. That's
It
not
just kind
what
of
we doing.
irritated me.
But you right. Right. That's somebody who I ain't seen her in, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
a year or whatever. And it's funny because that's what I told her. I said, "Oh my God, I feel like that's what we're gonna have to do, like as soon as we see each other, because
Hmm.
that's how much I miss you." You know what I'm saying? But and I think that's at least what they was trying to give us because they already had told us that they hadn't seen each other, even though they best friends, for whatever reason. But go ahead.
I don't know. It was irritating. So
I
next
thought it
one.
was irritating also, but that's because I think that Shamia is putting on.
Well, it seems like they both were. It seems like, and Kelly is so loud. She's so loud. And I'm short, but I feel like she's so loud, and everything she does is just like attention, me. I just I like Kelly.
That's
I like
funny
all
that
of
you
them.
put that off on Kelly because
No, she was just too loud. Even in her confessional, then her titties was all up to here. It just made I just
you say you just not with the whole package,
it
girl.
was just
Like what you say, run it back, take it back.
I'm like, Kelly, did you see yourself? Because them titties was way here. I said, ooh, I don't know. Her confessional look was horrible to me. But
Well,
it was.
listen,
Her
we'll
them
see
titties
what
was just
Shamia bringing because I don't know if it's well. So let's get on down to Portia's dinner party in that man new house. With I kept trying to figure out where I knew that man from because even though I kept seeing, my man kept saying like, "Damn, he looked familiar." But I didn't realize he had been on the episode of Love.
they didn't brought it up, honey.
What? What? Ready to Love. That's the show, right?
One of them shows. Mhm.
Right. Ready to Love. So I didn't realize that at the time or whatever. But I did think to myself that he looked familiar to me, which is funny because I ain't never even been to Atlanta, so like how the fuck I know anybody running around from Atlanta?
Uh,
Um,
he
I
probably
thought it was
wouldn't.
funny that he would close out the dinner with welcoming
Girl, I
everybody
call
and taking
bullshit on
their
all of that. I feel like Portia did a whole Kenya. Her and that man ain't no. It just didn't seem like they were a real couple at all. And I didn't understand. I said, why have a couple's dinner? You could have just had a girls' night out.
I think the couple's dinner had to be, yeah.
They hadn't had sex in 9 months, is what they said,
Well,
but they met during
okay,
COVID.
it wasn't until she mentioned Shamia husband not coming that I thought that that's what it was for. Simply because maybe the plot with Shamia, in some way, shape, or form, and I'm not putting this on Portia, but maybe the plot with Shamia, because the way that Drew came about it at that dinner table, like, why is your husband not here? Like, is this whole thing about her husband not being around?
Girl, they just took Easter pictures, girl. I don't know, but it just seems awful weird that Portia had that man, and everybody was like, "Oh, she got the man up in his house, in Simon's house," and then production has the ghost of Simon
Well,
walk
don't
through.
you? And to your point, because I think that on one end, Portia ain't gotta have no man. I
No,
think I think that the point in which the first thing that you host, like for all the ladies to come back because it wasn't able to be at your house last year because of all the shit that you was going through, most certainly it would be at your house. Like it being at your house is not the like surprise. But I agree with you that the surprise is more so like you doing this couple thing and don't nobody really know you to be in a couple. You know what I mean? Like
she might as well have Dennis there.
right.
That would have
Yeah.
made more
That
sense.
would have been better. You right.
Yeah, that
You
made more
right.
sense.
Yeah, no, no, no. I agree. I agree. You might as well head dinner sitting out. You're right. Yeah.
Because this man here, I'm just like,
Uh, who? Hoppo? Who is this man?
and why he closing it out? This ain't his
Honey,
house.
talk about we would like to. We would like to
To
what?
what?
Like there. Listen, here I go. Now, are you doing a petty foul on? Because, honey, Simon is probably about to make a post in 3, 2.
Girl, I said,
But
oh,
listen, one thing about it, y'all know I love me some Porsche. So listen, I ain't gonna bring nobody down without lifting them up. One thing I can say is I'm here for a good, good sticking to you though. Like, fuck it.
oh
Like,
yeah, of course, yes, of course. Now I will say at this dinner, Angela, Portia, Shamia was all giving body. I hated Drew's hair with a passion. It's just like a hard plastic helmet. The whole man in the phone was irritating.
oh my goodness. I don't know. Like Drew for me, Drew, and it's so funny how it just keeps seeming to work for her. But she is kind of like the um engine that could.
Yes, that couldn't not because that man in the phone for 3 hours, then to come at Shamia about her man not being there. I'm just like, come on now. And this is the man you said you wouldn't even talking to at the reunion.
Sitting up, bringing out. I can't even. I'm not even who you are, but I can't imagine myself doing that with anybody.
Anybody. And being on a FaceTime for 3 hours?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
I
Faith
can't
was saying.
imagine doing that with anybody for
And,
any reason. I can't imagine that there's any reason why I would need to do that.
yeah, I said so. And my thoughts on K.Michelle. She coming at Shamia about her work done and her mullet. And I'm thinking K.Michelle hair, the back of it looked like a tassel, a high school tassel, graduation tassel. And you have that old lady suit on. Cause she did she have on kitten heels? Because it looked like I don't remember, but
Listen, I just told y'all she was in a rebrand, honey. She is doing everything she
but
can do
yes,
to
but
take
I
herself
think you
out of that love and hip hop
but
mode.
I think if you had your body done, don't talk about nobody else that had their body done.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, so because she, her stuff was way
You
noticeable.
know what? I think that they was just pointing it out, in a sense of
No, I
not
don't think she was
not.
pointing, she was throwing shade.
You think she was
Oh
shady?
yeah, she
Okay.
was. She was throwing shade. And I just thought, okay, Miss Loving Hip Hop, because she shaded the dinner, said she thought it was gonna be ghetto. She even got her ass up and walked out with them to the men. And I go, now I know you was on Loving Hip. I never watched the show, but I'm like, okay, it ain't got that bad. Nobody's throwing fists or nothing. But I'm ready to see what she's gonna give. But if she's coming in and thinking she's higher than these ladies, because that's what it kind of gave to me. And that tassel wig, the wig was a mess. I didn't like it. It just looked giving Elvira kind of pompadour type in an old lady outfit. And when I say old lady, I ain't gonna say old lady, but more not what the other women were giving.
Well, I think you mean more of like Jack and Jill, like you saying, like a more church lady, less
Yeah, church lady, first
yeah,
lady,
church
very
lady.
conservative.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, this how this is K.Michelle. So then Pinky Cole.
Well, you don't know her. Don't judge her by her past.
Well, honey,
Yeah,
oh, that's all I can go by.
that's what the folks like to tell you. Don't judge me by my past. I don't live there anymore.
I guess not, because all I can see is can't raise a man and that with that big booty up on the stage. That's all I can think of. So then when we see Pinky Cole come in with Shamia, she's wasting the drink on the floor. Uh, I don't know. Pinky Cole.
So it
No, she in
seems
bankruptcy
like
right now.
you are pointing out that they may have come in already guns blazing
Yes,
with the alliances, right?
yes.
Because one thing about the Shamia and Portia deal, even though they both tried to like here's what I'll give Portia. Like I gave it to her last season because last season I was the one that called it out before everybody else had to catch the fuck up. But I said it. Shamia had been the problem in that, at least in that whole discord, right? Not necessarily in what they friendship thing is.
Uh-huh.
That I'm not privy to that, and I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why I gave Shamia all the flack because at the point in which I am, and it's coming from these motherfuckers who we ain't seen. Like, yeah, you the problem, girl. And Portia did like she should, even when she responded. Whatever her relationship is with Shamia, it's not on the table.
That's right. And I like that. I
And
really did.
yeah, I'm with
Because
that. Like, yeah,
yeah,
it's not on the table. And that's the thing that Shamia was supposed to do. So hopefully she goes along with that.
yeah, I like that. She said that needs to be between me and her. It's not for y'all all witness. And Kelly was really trying to pry because I don't like what you just kind of keep a mess. That's what Kelly was trying to
Well, and that's yeah, of
do.
course, because what I'm saying too is that it's not that there is not something they do need to work out. Like I think we all can, at least from even what we know and see, like
Uh-huh.
we can say, like, okay, yeah, sure. But do we need to be privy about what that is and how the way they get to whatever they get to? Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
That's on them, because that's their friendship. And it's been the amount of time that it's been. Whatever they feel is, like, yeah, that like that's it reminded me of how I like Portia. Portia, I like her. Even with the whole fake boyfriend deal or whatever, because I don't know what the fuck that shit was about. Now you dropped the ball with that. But what I will say is this. I think that Portia is always conscious about giving the people or the fans
What they
something.
want. Yeah.
Like it ain't. I like that you put out what they want because I don't think it's about what they want. I think it's just something.
Well, I think no, what I'm saying, what they want entertainment.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm coming with that at.
Well,
Yeah,
not
but
just even entertainment without even understanding that entertainment has to come from your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what so that's what I mean. Like when I say you gotta give them something. Like, yeah, you gotta give a part of you. It sucks, but you do.
Yeah.
You know? It sucks, but you do. So, like I say, even though yeah, and now she's floating around this other person, and I guess we gonna figure out who that is in the next 2 or 3 episodes or whatever. And
Yeah.
so good for her, like good for her, but also I guess it's good that she's willing to show it. Because do I think it's orchestrated? I would give a 50-50. No, seriously, I would give a 50-50 about that.
Mm-hmm.
How you get some guy who you ain't committed to show up on reality TV? Like in the words of Phaedra, shit, show me what you got. Cause I
Because
need some of
because
that.
so, so wait a minute. So wait a minute. You think that Phaedra and Shaq are actually in a real
Absolutely
relationship then?
fucking not. No. No, I don't. Cause and so to back it up, when the fuck did we seen Shaq any fucking where? Since last season to this season.
Yeah.
I
No
mean,
picture.
for real, not one damn place. Not even at the bar getting a drink. Like not one damn place.
I'm like, oh God. When I
So
seen her with him,
no, I don't believe that. I think that's just something to keep. I mean, especially Phaedra, especially Portia, like you would be dumb to not know the game or to get hip to the game
mm-hmm.
in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, like no, Phaedra just brought Shaq along because he willing to come along.
Well, that might be what is going on with the guy who came with Portia and giving
Right.
his speech.
Same. The reason why I say same is this. I'll break it down in this way. Anybody willing to go on reality TV is a person that's okay with being famous.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that that's their goal, right? Not everybody going for reality TV is trying to be some blockbuster, like Oscar winning um, Hollywood movie star. But
Mm-hmm.
what they all have in common is that they want to be seen in some sort of way. You don't sign contracts that take away your visibility to do, I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be like I don't care what it is. But you're not gonna sign all of that off if there's not this greater goal of being visible.
Yeah. He's already on one before.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
with that, when it comes to the like, is it real or fake? I can't I can't be for sure. Because what I know is that you could so go like I'm gonna use Love is Blind. I'm gonna use or any dating thing as an example. So for instance, rea- what casting people do is they go and reach out to people who they think might be, want. So, and it's usually people that they come across, which are people who want to be famous, actors, and all of that. So, with
Uh-huh.
that, you say, well, it's this dating show, you know. So, what you hope is this person is single. That
Mm-hmm.
you hope this person might want to find love. Like, it's not that any, like, and that's the problem with as shows go on and on and on, because as they go on and on and on, then you get the people who that's the goal. They want to be on this show. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then they are doing things for this show. But before, it's more of, let me just get the people who want to be visible, who the things line up with what might be going on. And not always, but some, most or whatever. Um, so that's what I think that Portia was kind of dealing with that guy. It's like, you able to get this guy, and he's able to sign up for it and do what he needs to do, because he's already in that type of mode where he doesn't mind being visible. He doesn't mind being seen. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like, he doesn't mind.
Yeah, because he didn't mind. Yeah, because he was
And I mean,
leading them
and
in.
listen, Portia is a what they call it, a brick house. So who the fuck wouldn't? You know?
Oh no, I'm talking about just minding being on TV and just sharing his, his persona on this messy ass show for us to critique him or whatever.
Well, he was on Ready to Love. Ready to Love is a downgrade from this. Like, that's the other part about it's Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, Real Housewives of Atlanta, not for nothing, really is the creme de la creme of reality TV right now. Like,
Uh-huh.
Real Housewives of any fucking thing. Like,
Yeah,
it's
because he's gonna
kind of
get the
like you
exposure.
made it, huh?
Yes, he's definitely gonna get the exposure. And
Yeah,
folks
right.
already
Yeah,
dug it
Real
up and
Housewives of,
everything
I
else.
don't give a damn. Whatever city you want to pick, if they got a Real Housewives there, then like, yeah. I mean, it, and maybe it doesn't mean you made it. Hey, Angela, or Angel, the one from Potomac, because
Uh-huh.
I don't think that did well for her. But what I'm saying is, like, when you say who signs up for it, who doesn't? I can't imagine a producer calling me right now today, talking about, oh, I want you to go. Like, even if I don't think I can, I'm like, yeah.
Well,
You
so
know what I'm
we
saying?
got
Like,
this.
I'm like, yeah, like.
So the women seem to still be discussing the things from the reunion and Phaedra and the whole, I don't know, the guy coming out saying that Phaedra told him or
Oh
got
yeah,
him or
right.
paid him to say something about Charles Oakley. And so they're bringing that up. And Phaedra said, because Angela brought up the part about the friend, whoever was with Phaedra at the basketball game or something, and they said something to her, and Phaedra said she had the tapes
You
pulled.
working safe.
Then she had to admit to the producers, like, no, but they can't pull them, girl.
Anybody that's supposed to have some tapes can pull them, but you ain't got them. Like, and that's what we was getting to.
Girl. So, they're discussing, some things from the reunion. So, I thought the episode was pretty good.
What did you think about the whole dinner scene in general? Because let's just be clear, it was a lot that happened during that dinner scene. I didn't get a chance to write all the notes, but to your point, you brought up Drew with her virtual date. Shamia and Pinky Cole, they showed up. God knows how long, how late. Like, because it
I
felt like.
believe that was Shamia paying back Portia for coming to her.
Yeah, no, yeah, it felt like it was real late. I agree.
Mhm.
Um,
So yeah,
and then, like I say, Drew with this, and then Drew and Shamia, because they felt like, okay, here we go again. I think Drew and Shamia seem like they about to go at it. But if it's a Pinky Cole, Drew, Shamia, and then a Drew and a Portia on this side. Like, is that what we looking at?
I don't know. So you think Pinky Cole's going to be, well, I don't know, because Kelly was saying Pinky left her on red.
Well, okay, let's talk about that also because I really would love to know. Well, my initial thought was like maybe you reach out to her about some advice, like about whatever, obtaining property, whatever you was trying to do with your business, right? And so she left you on red, okay, But my deal is like, is that enough to say that somebody is, you
Not a
know what I'm
girl,
saying?
girl.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, because maybe whatever you asked her, she just wasn't willing to answer. And I, no response was your response. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. Like, it didn't make me think that she wasn't a girl's girl.
Exactly. Because if it's something you just, dropped in her DM or something, I don't even look in those DMs. I really don't. So because I feel like if you are a friend of mine or somebody I want to talk to, you're going to contact me on my phone. So we're going to contact,
But
talk
let's
that
just
way.
think in the place of in this era where you are some sort of possible public figure. I don't know if
I
I'm
mean, but she probably get thousands of DMs.
well,
So,
right. I
mm,
like I would agree with that too.
so
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick through and find Kelly's.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Like you say, like it could have been some random type of DM that a person and yeah, and like even though she said it that way, I didn't necessarily there are times or shows that I watch and maybe somebody could say something like, oh, Angel is a perfect example when she explained that girl wasn't even on the show to say it for herself, but Angel kind of gave all that information. And I said, you know what? I believe what that girl said, even though she wasn't even ever around to say it. Like
Poor Angel. Poor Angel.
what you say, poor Angel Ray? Yeah, like that girl wasn't even ever around to even say it. Like I just took somebody's word who didn't even say it to me. Like you told me what she said.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the dinner party. The questions they asked.
What
I
did
thought
you think about production showing Simon walking
they,
through the
they
house?
messy as hell. The ghost assignment walking through
You
there
think
because
Simon gonna get his tail on social media?
well, people get divorced all the time, and somebody, if they have a house, maybe one person stays, keeps the home, and then so they're gonna go on with their life, and that's what Portia did. She went on with her life.
And I don't see nothing wrong with it. I agree.
No, so I'm
if
just
they
wondering.
if they put their assets to because here's the thing. I think what people don't want to just even acknowledge, they put their assets together to purchase that. And so, right to your point, in the dissolvement of their marriage, however way she ended up with it, it is fair in the court. You know what I mean? In the
Yeah.
court, yeah.
So I mean,
And
shoot.
nobody got over on nobody as far as, what we concerned. Outside of, and what I will say is, and it's a dig to Portia too, because the lesson that Portia should learn, and I'm not so sure that she did, like, the lesson that she should learn is really to take it slow. But the lesson, well, like I said, I'm not so sure that she did learn that lesson.
No.
But the lesson for him is, don't leave with your money because these bitches will take it.
Well, that's what he gonna have to.
These
It is what it is.
bitches will take it, honey. Like,
Yeah.
if you not smarter.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so I thought the episode was about a 7 and it was a good watch. Then I of course stayed on to watch Rhode Island and I'm like, what am I thinking about these ladies? Because at first I wasn't paying attention, but girl, they was throwing big shade. I mean, Jesus.
It might be like the girls from Jersey Licious. I can't wait to watch.
So yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out who's who or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it over again and then probably review it. But yeah, that seemed okay. I mean, it might be a good lineup for Sunday night because Sunday they messy over there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check them out.
yeah,
I have
yes.
to check them out. I agree with you. I think I am giving the episode about an 8. Um, I enjoy getting introduced or reintroduced to everybody, and then Pinky Cole and Keisha. Oh shit, Keisha Cole. K. Michelle. My bad. I think even when I saw the previews, I thought it did look like K. Michelle had a good like rebranding going on. Listen, I want K. Michelle to put out her country album, and I want all of us to be able to recognize it,
Mm-hmm.
just so she can get something fulfilled.
Yeah.
One thing about and maybe that's the thing because that's what I'm saying. Like, it's funny to me that K. Michelle is from a place like Tennessee, but yet her face is synonymous with Atlanta. That's,
I mean, she lived in Atlanta, right? Yeah.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, you're right. But I'm also saying too, like Beyonce is synonymous with Houston. Like, even though she lived wherever she lived, you know what I mean? But that
I mean, but
girl.
what town is she from in Texas? I mean, from Tennessee. What town?
Oh, now shit. Now you got to
Okay,
give.
that's why. That's why we know
Well,
her
even
from
I
that.
can't
Because I'm
even
pretty
well,
sure
no,
she ain't lived in.
let me tell you this. That's not saying anything coming from me because I don't know any towns in Tennessee. So nothing outside of Gatlinburg would even, I wouldn't even remember it. So that's why I said, like, oh,
Because
well,
like
because it might be Nashville. It literally could be Nashville. That girl could literally be
I don't
from
think she's from
Nashville.
Nashville. She might
All
be
I'm
from
saying
somewhere
is
like
she
around
could be.
Chattanooga.
But my point in general is that she, like, outside of all of that, like, again, I'm telling you that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta literally started, and she was the main focal character. It
Okay,
was
but what I'm
her.
saying too is most people who on these shows are not from Atlanta.
No,
They're not. Because a lot
well,
of people moved to
but
Atlanta because they thought
you
it was
don't
the
watch
Mecca.
you
But
don't watch.
even on Housewives, none
Oh,
of them
you
people
don't.
are from
Well,
there.
let me stop you right there. You don't watch Love and Hip
But
Hop
I'm just
Atlanta.
saying on Atlanta,
Well, what I'm saying
most
is,
people are not
I'm
from there.
stopping you right there because I'm saying that particular show, they all do seem to stick to the Atlanta type of deal. Like,
But I'm
most of
saying
the
she
art,
lived there, right? They didn't bring her when she got on the show. Was she not living in Atlanta?
she was living there. But what I'm saying, like, because I'm not talking about where she lives. Like, yeah, Yandy lives in Atlanta. That's why she's on Atlanta. But Yandy headed up New York Love and Hip Hop. Like that's not her staple. Like Atlanta is not her staple. Loving her hip hop at New York is. So my point going back is to say that K.Michelle kind of had become the poster girl, even like to your point, yeah, clearly she lived in Atlanta, but she was not from Atlanta. And they posted her as a person to post up Atlanta. That's gotta be, that's probably why Rashida coming for Yandy the way she was. But that's got to be hurtful to anybody that's grew and tried and did whatever in that whole damn city, like a Rashida. And I'm sorry, Rashida, you catching the stray. Like,
Yeah, but from this cast, the only people from Atlanta is Shamia and Portia.
well, also, well, I'm just pointing out K.Michelle's history.
Mm-hmm.
Because she, right, like you said, well, okay, they're the only ones from Atlanta on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is K.Michelle been stapled in Atlanta. She started off, she kicked off Love and Hip Hop. So while we're talking about it, she kicked it off the first 2, 3 damn seasons, not even being from Atlanta. Like that's my point. They probably did come to her because she lived in Atlanta. I'm with you with where you at, but at the same time, here's Rashida. This your hometown. Cause right now that K.Michelle is not on that show, that's the persona that you came in, but y'all was on that show together, and that wasn't it. They point her as the girl, the Atlanta girl. You
Well,
would never even know if did nobody pay attention to what K. Michelle said. Nobody would ever fucking even know that that girl wasn't from Atlanta. Nobody would know that. She would have to say that constantly, and the deal is she does.
well, well, the people who watch TV probably wouldn't know, but I'm pretty sure, when you're from a place, you act like whatever the what they call it, ATLians, whatever. But what I was just saying is, when you talk about Rashida, hell, I don't know Rashida outside of that show. So K.Michelle is a bigger name because, like, I knew her from her music or
I
whatever.
love that you said that because that's all I was saying is shout like big ups to K Michelle because I don't think that K Michelle gets the credit. Like she doesn't. Like that like her kind of crying to, Portia about her mean. Now, I'm not going to say that the girls, I don't know. But what I'm saying is just from what I have been able to watch about just her career from the You Can't Raise a Man and everything else, I'm kind of like, yeah, girl, like I don't know how you this girl who wants to sing country music has made that be clear from the beginning of time. Um, you from Tennessee, don't make no qualms about it. But yet, it's Atlanta that you putting on. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Carlos King need to get with her, and maybe he needs to get him a Love and Hip Hop Tennessee or Nashville or whatever it's called. Because all I'm saying is it's just amazing that she could question herself in the way that she does and still feel and still be even in a position that makes her think she has to do these things. And when you strip all of the like little stuff away, the point is she like you got it.
Okay,
Like,
she's from Memphis.
well, right. That's what I say Tennessee. But that's why I say, like, girl, you got it though. Like, she put Atlanta on the map. It wasn't somebody who was from Atlanta. That's and that's kind of what I'm giving her the props to. Because
Mm.
you was the girl who started off love and hip hop Atlanta. And you ain't even from there. And here we go again with you about to help revitalize Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you not from here.
Yeah, but what I was just saying too, most people are not from Atlanta, though. They
I
moved
get what
there.
you're saying.
Because Usher not from there. He from Chattanooga, but he known for Atlanta.
Don't be okay. When did he move to Chattanooga? Like, I'm gonna just
No,
go
but
ahead
that's
and
where he's
say
from,
it.
Chattanooga.
But
And
I'm just
Chattanooga's only like 2 hours
what I'm
away,
saying
is
is
what I'm
we got,
saying.
like, I don't really want to get into like
No,
some
but what I'm saying
related
is
3 and 4.
people went down to Atlanta because it was the black Mecca. And that's why they went there. They had a black mayor. That's why Atlanta has the biggest airport, or the most busiest airport in the United States. They went there. Blacks do very well. That's why a lot of people, they call it the Black Hollywood, go to Atlanta. But most people, a lot of people that's big down there or whatever, are not from Atlanta.
Well, that's why it's a big deal when they are. So Rashida is,
But
Candy
she's not a big
is.
deal.
But to her, she is. But that, like, and that's the reason why I'm saying that. Like, that's why I'm pointing out what K.Michelle is. Like, because what I'm saying is people, right, like a Rashida, she tried to pull it on Yandy, but you don't watch the show. Like, so
Oh, but she's just a local talent around there. She wasn't nationally known.
I know that. Like, I know that because I watch the show and I don't know who Rashida is outside of Love and Hip Hop. I know that. But that's my point, is saying that these other people put Atlanta on the map and they're not even from Atlanta. Like, you can have, like, you watch these shows and you take this pride into who's from Atlanta, X, Y, and Z. And yet here it is, like, that's going back to K.Michelle. K.Michelle really does have, she deserves more flowers. I don't know from who, but she does, because again, what you just said, the way that people recognize Atlanta, right. She was on the very first season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And the reason why, it was because of her. Now she left because her and Rashida wasn't whatever. And then Rashida became, like, because she's the one that was from there. And, all the other people that they went and found seemed to know because she was a local. She was local. But yeah, no. K.Michelle was mainstream when they put her on there. And it seems like I'm going to the same thing about this one with, because Love It, like, Real Housewives of Atlanta was going downhill. I think the introduction of K.Michelle is bringing it back up. And the only reason why, and let's think about them having their own premiere show, even the way that they turning it up, they know the fuck why. Because for some reason, them people in Atlanta, they do fuck with K. Michelle. K. Michelle just having a hard time realizing it, but they fuck with her.
I don't know. I'm gonna see her for her antics. Like I said, I only know her for her music. That's where my. So I will
Yeah,
see
but
how
they
it
fuck
works
with
out.
her.
So yeah, I hope we don't get a lot of. I don't. Well, I just hope it don't go dark.
Yeah,
Where people getting to the point where they can't even be in the. Be on the same cast trip, or I want to see shade, but I want to see fun.
Well,
I,
we'll see when it comes to Drew and K.Michelle, because I feel like if anything goes dark, it'll be that.
mm,
And that's just because Drew just doesn't. I don't. I never can tell if Drew is acting or not. That's my deal with
mm.
her. I don't know. You
Yeah,
know,
because I was like, what's going on? Just this first episode. Why is she shading her? We know that lady has a music career, you know.
better than yours. Like, are you kidding
Exactly.
me? Like,
Because I mean, I really knew K.Michelle because I
that's
didn't.
like Whitney Houston showing up to the dinner party, and you like, who was that? Like,
She, u- she used to be a singer.
right? Like, I
When her
heard
voice
about
box
the
don't work
story,
no more.
but
So
like, girl, bye.
I don't
More
know.
people know her than know you. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Because even like when she first came out, now I don't know what the ties were, but it seems like I kind of heard of her maybe because did R. Kelly used to write for her, or
So yes. She does have a tie with R. Kelly, and I do think that there is a song. I can't now. I can't think of what it is because I feel like it's this whole little whatever in between of it. But yes, hmm
because I remember kind of hearing like something with like he wrote music or whatever. But yeah, so Drew, you need to leave the lady alone. You got ties with the hot dog man.
listen, one thing I ain't mad about Drew, and this is probably the thing that make her more shy town than ever, baby. She with the shits. She with the shits. She going. And it don't matter where you going. Wherever you going, she going.
I said already, so we'll see. So yeah, because
Yeah,
it seems
we
like
will see.
because then even was it last month or the month before or whatever when Drew got online out there shading what is her name, Kelly, about her restaurant being closed.
Yes, that yeah.
So I don't know if Drew gonna have it in with some of everybody. So it's just gonna be her and
Listen,
Angela
Drew,
standing.
I told you, Drew out here trying to pay the bills, honey.
She trying to get that man up out the basement or get her another place.
Drew is forget getting the man out the basement. Drew is trying to pay the bills. Baby, the
So,
rent is due.
so Drew working it. So yeah, but
Rent is
I thought it
due.
was a pretty decent episode. Can't wait to see the next one. And I don't know what the slutty vegan lady gonna give.
Well, I think, and it looks like from the previews, and I don't know if this is toward the end or if it's only just a little bit, but it looks like some of her like bankruptcy issues and stuff looks like that was captured at some point,
Mm-hmm.
So I love, like, for me, I think the main thing is trying to get this season, I guess, correlated with whatever it is we see online as much
Mm-hmm.
as
Yeah.
possible. So it gives me a little ease to know that maybe conversation about it is gonna be had. So it might make a little more sense to what we saw on the back end. Um, but listen, I'm excited.
Yeah. They back.
Yeah, I'm excited for the season. I have faith in them, and I really do. Like, K. Michelle really is a what do they call it? A wild card. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she's a wild card. And for everything that I said prior, you know what I mean? Like, really, she is this girl that's kind of like she. represents Atlanta, even though that's not her hometown.
Mhm.
Like that ain't from where she from. But that's where it seemed like everybody associate her to. Um, maybe she is misunderstood in a way because she has this country, like music dream, and that's not what her fan base is used to. So
Mhm.
I don't know, but for me, she's the wild card because also for me watching her on different shows, she ain't got much of a filter. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like she go, like, and we like that. So yeah, she's the wild card for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and we gonna
Mhm.
see because she can be. It's funny that everybody called for like a Nene and this and that. Um, she could be the Nene. She could fill that spot in. That's
Okay, so she's quick with it too then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
what I'm saying. Like she got funny stuff to say. Like she could fill that spot in. Mhm.
Okay.
She's the wild card. So this is going to be an interesting season. Shouts out to Bravo for giving us something.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it turns out and see what we're gonna learn and what episode they're gonna put Portia's new girlfriend in on. And was this is a one and done from what's his name, Mike?
Yeah, whatever his name is.
They should have just eulogized him right then and there. Thank you for coming out, but this is it. I'm
Consider
like, oh goodness.
yourself eulogized on this podcast if you
Yes.
ever
Oh
come
my
across it.
goodness. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. So, like I said, I'm gonna go back and rewatch Rhode Island because I was like, I don't even kind of watch them shows, but I said, let me since it's on, and I sat there. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, because they played it right after. They know what they was doing.
oh yeah, oh definitely. Try to capitalize it. Then so then I went on Twitter just to see, how it was trending, and they was trending pretty good.
Well,
So
and I think
you know,
too, what we have to think about with Rhode Island is how close it is to New Jersey. And the fact that they haven't had a New Jersey season in about 2 years. Well, I'm gonna say 2 years. I think they wrapping up like that cast or whatever. But I do think that the Rhode Island is kind of filtering that absence a little bit and then seeing some new blood. Yeah.
so I think I'm froze. Um, who is the crossover, or who has the reference to New Jersey that's on that cast?
Well, I would have to watch the episode so I can see who the characters is. But I thought I knew one. But I can't say for sure. I would
Okay.
have to watch the episode so I could hear and see who the who they reference, if they
Uh-huh.
reference anybody from New Jersey.
Oh, okay. But yeah.
If anything, I mean, it could be any one of them, in my opinion, though, because Rhode Island not that far from New Jersey. Like it's not that far.
Mm. Well, I know they messy over there.
Yeah, well, they was messy over in New Jersey. The only
Yes.
the only thing was they inadvertently brought sisters or a sister and a sister-in-law on, and it took a whole nother, like type of deal. Now you literally are in the middle of a family feud. That's
Oh, okay.
what they was trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like New Jersey is not that far from Rhode Island. Like even in the way that they act and stuff, it's not that far.
Okay. Well, we see some wealth over there. And, but
Let's
yes,
just don't nobody get pulled up on fair charges.
You said what?
Like that, because we saw all of that. Like, if when you like sometimes when we talk about the wealth and stuff, we probably just need to let the people be, like, and not give, I guess, that much, because that's how Teresa ended up in jail. Her and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
They had it all as far as we knew until the feds came knocking on their door.
Well, I would say they don't give a damn about fucking with marriages over there. 'Cause so yeah, it was I kind of was sitting there watching and scrolling on my phone, but I was like, oh, they over here. It was. I had to put my phone down. And I said, okay, let me try to pay attention to it. And I go, okay, I'm gonna go back and rewatch. So I can catch the beginning part of it and kind of know the names of the people. But yeah, it was, it held my attention. So
All right, well, I'm gonna check
okay,
it out.
yeah. So
It's
yeah,
kind of how I was with Utah though when they did Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's what I told. I said, who knew they had so much going on in Utah? Like, Lord.
yeah. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. So it looked like Sunday night would be a nice night to watch TV on Bravo.
All right then. Sunday
Uh-huh.
night
But
for Bravo.
yeah.
Yay them. Because I think Atlanta has held down Sunday nights for a long time.
So yeah, they did a good thing by putting them behind Atlanta, so to get the eyes on it.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. So yeah, that's all I got, girl. I'm about to go
Well,
get me some meat.
let's just check in real quick. We got about 10 minutes, and let's just wrap this up, like just add this in. What you think about Trick Daddy performing for the AKAs, honey?
Well, they had Trick Daddy and Uncle Luke,
That's correct.
so I guess they wanted Trick Daddy to, do like the radio version.
I assume that they asked both of them to sing.
Yeah, so and Trick Daddy gave them a Trick Daddy show.
And so, what do you
Yeah.
think about that?
Be careful who you invite. It just seems like that wasn't the audience, but hey,
Listen, I said the same thing. I said at the moment you put Trick Daddy on the like invitations and shit, like I would think that somebody would have had Paul's like
girl, Trick Daddy and Uncle
anything.
Luke. But Uncle Luke is a Trick Daddy and Two Live Crew.
Because also, even when you ask somebody to censor things, like it's the context, not
Yeah.
exactly what they're like the words. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, maybe you don't curse, or maybe you don't say pussy, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Like,
they
but it's still
enjoyed.
the context, right? Like the
Yeah.
context felt out of place.
Well, they enjoyed Uncle Luke. So
It's a scheme that Ty set up, because I'm saying y'all bogus as hell for inviting either one of them. Even if Uncle Luke was able to get through, I don't give a doggone. Like,
he running for Congress.
what song is it that Uncle Luke sing? Somebody send it to me, please. And you
Girl.
make sure you send it to me without all the send it to me the way he sang it. Because I'm gonna need to know. Because all I'm saying is it's the context. I don't care how he changed up the words. At the moment in which you're dancing to whatever beat and shit that he said, you're dancing to all of the words. It doesn't matter that he don't say them on the stage.
Girl. My thing is, so who, okay, if I am planning something for a particular audience, whether AKA or whatever, I need to know the age of, like, just because
Well, that goes to my point. Because what
so
I'm saying is, even at the point in which you decide, oh, well, let's get Trick Daddy. Right. At the moment that you say the name, right? Like, okay, we move past that, right?
because I'm
we
like,
move
what is it?
we move past Trick Daddy as the performer. and then we get into his catalog, and then we say, well, yeah, he could sing You Don't Know Now, and he can clean it up, right? Cool. Clean it up mean you're not saying no curse words. All right. But again, it's the context.
Girl.
Same with Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke, it's your context. Like, you don't have to say, you ain't gotta say ass, titties. You know, like, you ain't gotta say that for us to know that that's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, that's almost any song then. Who they gonna invite?
Well, they was right to be there, is what you saying.
It depends on the audience. That's why I was wondering, like, what was the age group? So, I mean, because it
Well,
wasn't like it wasn't a ball that they were at. These people were dressed in regular clothes.
It's funny that you say that, because when you say it depends on the audience, I think you said a mouthful, because an AKA convention would say to me,
was this an after party? They weren't dressed up like they were at a ball or anything. This seemed like something off to the side because the people had on very casual clothes. So it didn't seem like this was like the main event or whatever. And that's why I said it depends on, like, if I know it's going to be.
They had their AKA colors on.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm asking you, since you said that the way that they were dressed, I'm asking
the man that I see. First of all, it was a man that I seen go live, and that's the one I seen.
But did the people have, because that's what it boiled down to. If they had their AKA colors on, then it was an AKA event. Like,
okay,
that's
but
it.
Still, but I'm saying, so okay, so what kind of music? Because most music or songs have some kind of innuendo to it.
No, I think that I would agree with you to an extent.
So was it supposed to be a Christian thing?
Well, to the point of, we not talking like bend your ass over, shake your like, it is different than what we talking. What I say about romanticizing your life, like, there's a way to romanticize being with a person, and it's not bend your ass over, touch your ass to the floor, and let me see how low you can go. Like, you can.
I mean, if you're gonna, but they call themselves,
and it sound way more like not the same thing.
Yes, but since it was an AKA event, I'm trying to figure out what kind of music you think.
In my opinion, the only thing that I am saying, because I'm not saying whether they should or should not have invited. I don't have anything to do with that part. But what I am saying is, at the moment that you did invite, like, you can't, this is the problem I have. You invite somebody knowing what the discography is, and then thinking you're able to censor that. See, for me, that is the problem. Because if you knew that there was something that needs to be censored, then that's not the person that you need for the event. Whitney, well, I know Whitney, God rest her soul, but anybody that is Whitney Fantasia.
Girl, please. First of all, Whitney Houston ain't about to get nobody up on the floor to dance.
Well, all I'm saying, what you saying, girl, please, but listen, no, so, because even with that, like, stop and hold on. You ain't heard these people have no other deal about none other conference they ever had. So what I'm saying is, they know who the fuck they supposed to go for, because they ain't never had this problem before. And what I am saying too is, I don't understand what songs. And it's amazing to me that Uncle Luke was able to get through his set. However, it's amazing that you would think you could invite these people with the context. because it's not even about the lyrics. It's more about the context. I thought that these sororities were supposed to be uplifting and about women's empowerment. You know, listening to men talk about women getting on their knees and shaking their ass and sucking dicks and shit, even though we all dance to it, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to invite them to my women's conference. Like, like that's not the message that's not where we at right now. And I agree with you. Maybe it should have been after party.
That's what I took it to be. It just was it was some old ladies up in there that was not feeling it. Because
Yeah,
I don't know.
after party, we can all understand.
I don't really know Trick Daddy's music either, other than what they probably
It's
played on the radio.
nasty. That's
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean,
gonna tell you.
I could imagine
Even
it.
for
His
the
name is Trick
radio,
Daddy.
though, that's what I'm saying. What is anybody like? What is even for the radio? That shit was nasty.
So Luke's music
Didn't
is more
get
of a
played on
dance,
the radio.
huh?
Didn't get played on the radio.
Not that I know of. That's
That's
all the
right.
party. That's
Well,
club
go
music,
ahead.
though.
Finish what
But
you're
it's
saying. He
but
was
it's
able
club
to
music.
pick it up, though,
It's
huh?
club. They were trying to dance, and half of the time, especially when
They
they
should
made.
have put on a good old Cupid shuffle.
And on that note, I see you. They weren't trying to Cupid shuffle, honey.
Clearly. But again, don't blame them people because y'all invited them and they came and gave what you asked for.
No, that's what Trick Daddy said. Hey, y'all ain't gonna play with me. You asked for Trick. He said, he's still coming for the rest of his money.
Say, pop them titties and doodle brown, honey. Like doodle
Brown.
brown.
Go.
Hey, go ahead. Okay. Like, girl, bye. Whoever thought of that, it's their fault. It ain't them people who showed up to perform. It ain't their fault at all.
Yeah, they had a good time. They had a good time with Uncle Luke.
And I don't even understand because what the people couldn't understand what he was saying. Is that what it is? Because Uncle Luke ain't got a clean song in his discography either.
Cap D coming. No. And he took his censorship all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, right. He did. Yeah. Which now, and so like I love that because I kind of forgot about that, like in the sense of that's what he did. So to your point, the AKAs could have they could have made it work for why you invited them, but it seemed like that didn't have anything to do with it. But okay, go ahead. All right, you listen. We love Real Housewives of Atlanta. We excited that they came back. Okay. We got to do our I am going to post a video just saying what the winners of Married to Medicine Real Housewives awards are, but I would love for us to get a separate live and be able to discuss them live. But I just want to get that going on like a short or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can get that out. So make sure that you are subscribed so that you can get the notifications, know when we're doing everything that we're doing. What else?
Girl.
I think that's it for me too. Yeah.
Mush.
Like the live, share it out to your friends. There ain't no polls to go over to poll unless you want to go ahead and add your little 2 cents to the Married to Medicine until I get that up and uploaded. And then we will do another one for Real Housewives of Atlanta. We might have a few extra categories because I'm definitely gonna do the. We have the best read right now, but we gonna add in the shadiest, honey, the shadiest. Because I know who the shadiest of them all is to me already, and it's that damn Drew monster. I'ma just tell y'all that damn Drew baby. That girl, honey, she like a Contessa. She gonna get her ass in the scene. She don't give a fuck.
You were not letting that FaceTime go at all, honey.
And right, and neither is her man, and I can't even be mad for him. Like, listen, she said I tried to get Ralph on it, and he went rogue, baby. She got her one. You sit on this damn FaceTime for I don't give a damn how many hours.
Girl, the man can't go to the
What
bathroom.
Phaedra said, he had a ring light and everything, honey.
Yes.
Present and
Mm,
accounted for.
yes.
Anyway, we finna head on out. We're gonna get back with y'all next Tuesday. Same Batman channel, same Batman place.
Good night or good morning.
Okay. Good afternoon and good evening.